Okay, I'm going to get into some more scriptures now. This is Proverbs 18 and 21. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Okay? And, death and life are in the power of the tongue. And what does that have to do with, the music industry? Well, a lot of these people, what do they do? They use words. They use speech. Okay? In order to go back and do what? Cast a spell. All right? And we're going to go back to this word again. The meaning, set of words with magical powers. Incantation. All right? To recite. Okay, what do they recite? They recite songs. All right? Okay? And they speak these spells. All right? Back to the scriptures. And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Right, so a lot of these entertainers, rappers, and so on and so have you, they love getting paid, okay, by promoting death, by promoting these spells that these so-called Jews, all right, because they're really Edomites. We stress that to the fullest. Okay? Okay? Did not the article say that they're responsible for defamatory violence? They're responsible for all of that. All right? When Jake does their songs are more soulful. Okay, and to these so-called to these devils, all right, because that's what they really are. Okay, these Edomites, so-called white people. Okay, until they influence and corrupt the music. All right. This is Leviticus 19 and 31. It says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. All right? And what are these so-called Jews? These so-called Jews are wizards. Because why? Because they do what? They practice Kabbalism. Okay? Because they know that the Most High is not dealing with them. All right? Does not the scripture say that the devil should come down with great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time? And that's what they're doing. They're coming down on you so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans because they know that they have a short time, a short period of time to do it. Okay? Since they rose up, all right, during the time of the Renaissance period, since they came into power, from that time, it's been all hell on you. Okay? So it says, regard not, and this is Leviticus 19 and 31, it says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your power. Okay? So even people that's down, okay, with wanting to be a part of that scene, you're supposed to just put them behind you. I mean, look at the black woman, for instance. What does she love to do? She loves going out to parties, and even with 5 to 6 kids, she'll even go to a party while she's pregnant. Okay? She'll be at the club dancing around. Okay? Because guess what? She's under a spell. Okay? She's captivated by all the magical spells of this so-called devil, all the images that he puts up. Because he's the main one that sponsors it. Okay? So that's why you have to, if you're in this truth, man, you really have to, you have a woman, man, you have to, have to watch her, man. Okay? You have to mark her, all right? Really. Look out. This is Leviticus 20 and 27. A man also or a woman that hath a familiar spirit or that is a wizard shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. Okay, so right now we can't do that. Okay, the Lord willing, that time is going to come. Right, Ezekiel 22 and 25. It says, there is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion, ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Yeah. And so all of these so-called Khazars have already conspired and plotted. You know, they come together when it comes to bringing Jake down. All right. And you know, most of these record labels, you know, it's like a spider web. Cause like that spider, like that web on a $1 bill with the owl on it. Okay. That owl is really Moloch. Okay. And their gods have, and know this, that their gods have no power. Okay. But the Most High is watching you so-called Negroes, you so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans. He's watching you while you're into this madness, while you're being a part of these spells, okay, of these so-called rituals that these so-called Khazars are you know, making you try to cast on other Jakes. Okay, they know that you're not really casting spells. But the Most High is jacking Jake up, okay, for what they're doing. All right? And it's not just in the rap industry, it's also in these churches, it's also in the gospel, the whole entertainment industry, okay? Even on TV. And like I said, you know, it's all connected. Okay, and it all goes back to these guys right here. Okay, the so-called Rothschild. All right, the Rothschild Empire. All right, you want to know, okay, who runs it all? It's these guys. Now right here, and this is from bloginfo.educateyourself.eu, and this is a list of banks owned by the Rothschild family. Okay, and right here is a quote by Baron M.A. Rothschild. And what he says is, give me control over a nation's currency, and I care not who makes its laws. So I'm going to read that again. He says, give me control over a nation's currency, and I care not who makes this law. That's Baron M.A. Rothschild. All right, now, here's a list of all the Rothschild-owned banks. And just note that these guys, okay, these Rothschilds, they got most of their money from the slave trade. All right? Most of their money, in order to have all these banks in these different countries, okay, came from the slave trade, came from the destruction of the so-called Negro, so-called Negro, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Native American. Okay? Because, like whom you celebrate every November, December, whatever, Thanksgiving, Christopher Columbus, whose real name is Cristobal Colon, okay, which our elders are doing a series on him right now, you know, and other brothers, you know. These guys, okay, are the ones that, and Cristobal Colon, okay, he's a so-called Jew. They financed and footed the bill for slavery, okay. They owned, you know, they owned all the slave ships. the insurance, they insured the slaves, the slave ships, and it all. Okay, as you see right here, they also own the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So I guess this is why there was a couple of times I couldn't upload this video. Okay, and my computer was acting up. And look at all these banks they own. And to just let you know, they also own, that's right, the United States Federal Reserve. Okay? The Bank of New York. They own Wall Street. The Bank of England. Mother Central Bank. Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates. Okay? The list goes on. And this guy said, give me control of a nation's currency. I'll go back and read it again. All right? Give me control over a nation's currency, and I care not who makes this law. M.A. Baron Rothschild.